Disclaimer. The video serves informational and entertainment purpose only. The content is considered speculative and should not be treated as confirmed fact. We encourage you to conduct your research and form your conclusion.
The only excuse I can make for her is that she's young, she's immature, she doesn't know any better. I've never heard of her before. I don't know if this is her first project or if she's done movies like this before or anything that has anything to do with acting before. But girl, this wasn't it. Like, why'd you go and dog your own movie? Dog Disney, dog the writer. She dogged everything. Now she's mad because they done fired her from upcoming projects, but you're not a team player. Why would somebody want to hire you when you don't know how to play your part? Like, you didn't know how to play your part in the movie and in the real world.
You didn't hear it from me, but Rachel just got caught. Yeah, you heard that right. A leaked audio clip, a backstage meltdown, and one of Hollywood's most polarizing rising stars, Rachel Zegler, just got exposed in the most unfiltered way imaginable. And no, this isn't just a misunderstood quote or a taken out of context tweet. This is her voice, her tone, her rage, raw, unedited, and echoing through rehearsal halls like a siren warning that something is seriously off. This isn't just a royal cutoff. It's a royal shutdown of whatever image Rachel was trying to sell us. Because when you're rehearsing for Evita, arguably one of the most iconic roles in musical theater history, you don't expect the drama to be coming from the dressing room instead of the stage. But guess what? The mic was on, and Rachel, she was loud. And now, so is the internet. So buckle up, because this isn't just about a tantrum. This is a turning point. This is about power, PR, and the kind of career nosedive that makes Hollywood agents sleep with one eye open. Coming up, we're diving into the backstory, the leaked audio, and what this means for Rachel's already bumpy ride through stardom. Because let's be honest, they said they wanted independence. Well, now they've got it. But at what cost? And the silence from Rachel's team? Oh honey, that's not damage control. That's panic.
Rachel Zegler is at it again.
I really do believe that. There's something wrong with her. She's disturbed, she's unhappy.
I have learned the hard way that we have to be fearless and loud in order to be heard, and to prepare for the backlash that occasionally comes with that outspokenness.
The reality is she's just not stable. Like the majority of people in Hollywood, you're just not stable human beings.
I think people will just do anything to not acknowledge that respect is earned and not just given to you in life.
What she fails at more than anything is she doesn't have the ability to phrase or frame anything in a way that wins you.
Okay, let's rewind the clock for a second, shall we? Because this isn't Rachel Zegler's first PR fire. It's more like the latest spark in a wildfire she's been dancing around since she stepped into the spotlight. Remember when she was cast as Snow White? Yeah, the internet exploded. On paper, it was a dream gig. A fresh face, a woman of color breaking the Disney mold, a Gen Z powerhouse with a musical theater background and a voice that could shatter glass. But off paper, it got messy, quick. Interviews where she sounded, let's just say, less than enchanted. Comments that came across as dismissive, defensive. Some even called her arrogant. And look, nobody's saying you can't speak your truth, but there's a difference between being outspoken and being tone deaf, especially when you're handed the keys to $1 billion franchise. Then came the backlash, wave after wave. People accused her of disrespecting the original Snow White, of undermining the legacy, of throwing shade at the classic while standing on its shoulders. And Rachel, instead of softening her stance or clarifying her intent, she doubled down. And what happened next? Radio silence. From Disney, from PR, from her own social media accounts. It was like watching someone fall, and then pretend the ground was exactly where they meant to land. But behind the scenes, the whispers started getting louder, that Rachel was difficult to work with, that she didn't take direction, that crew members on previous sets walked away shaking their heads. And then Evita, her big comeback, a theatrical homecoming that was supposed to remind everyone why she was a star in the first place. But here's the irony. Instead of being her redemption arc, Evita is now turning into the thing that might break her. Because playing a revolutionary doesn't mean you can start one backstage. And just like that, we've got the setup for what comes next. The leaked audio, the tantrum, the reaction. And trust me, it only goes up in flames from here. So, here's the moment. The audio. The tantrum that no one was supposed to hear. But now, everyone has. And I mean, everyone from Broadway insiders to TikTok armchair critics to gossip-loving grandmas in Ohio have clicked play on what might be Rachel Zegler's most career-defining moment yet. Let's paint the scene. It's one of the final rehearsals for the Evita revival. The energy's tense, the clock is ticking, nerves are frayed, and somewhere in that mix, a voice cuts through. Her voice. And it's not calm. It's not collected. It's not misunderstood. It's unhinged. In the clip, allegedly recorded by someone within the production, Rachel can be heard going off. Not like, hey, I'm frustrated, I need a minute energy. We're talking full on. Ego meets meltdown. Why am I even here if no one's going to listen to me? Energy. You can hear it in her tone, that righteous indignation, like the entire room should be bowing down because she once sang in a Spielberg movie. And the worst part? She doesn't know she's being recorded. There's no performance for the camera, no carefully worded PR filter. It's just her. RAW and angry. At one point she snaps, I've earned this. I'm not here to be talked over by people who haven't done half of what I've done. Let that sink in. Because when you start measuring your worth in accolades instead of respect, you lose the room. And reportedly, that's exactly what happened. Multiple cast members walked out. One crew member allegedly said, and I quote, "It's like working with a diva who thinks she's Evita and the director." Yikes. Since the clip leaked, it's been chaos online. Fan forums are in flames. Broadway blogs are dissecting every breath. TikTok is split between let her live, she's under pressure, and this is the final straw. And Rachel, not a word. No statement, no apology, just silence. Royal silence. But here's the catch. No statements, no tears, just action. The royal kind. Because according to sources close to the production, Rachel is being evaluated. That's code for they're deciding if she's worth the risk. And when a multi-million-dollar revival is on the line, even your most dramatic high note can't save you. So now the question becomes, what does this mean for her career? Is she done with Broadway before she even properly started? Or is this just another messy chapter in the chaotic memoir that is Rachel Zegler?
But it's hard. And it's lonely. It's very lonely. I just know that if that loneliness can exist, so can other things, and I will be okay. I never want it to come off as me being ungrateful for the opportunities I have when I say that this has been the biggest adjustment of my life. Like understanding the way my life operates now, being who I am, and the things that I've been so fortunate to make. It comes with so much ground that I never thought I would be able to cover, and that people think I'm doing poorly, and other people think I'm doing gracefully, and I don't think I'm doing it at all.
Let's be honest. This isn't just about a leaked tantrum. It's about power. It's about perception. And it's about what happens when a rising star starts to burn too bright and forgets that the spotlight can scorch as easily as it can shine. Because let's face it, Hollywood might love a loud woman with something to say until she says too much. And suddenly, they start pulling the plug. And right now, Rachel's name isn't just trending. It's trembling. Publicists are panicking. Theater producers are reassessing creative dynamics. Investors, worried, quietly, loudly, all of the above. Because when a production like Evita, a show built on grace, grit, and stage legacy, gets hijacked by behind-the-scenes drama, you lose the audience before the curtain even rises. And the online reaction? Brutal. Some fans are calling it Rachel's Jared Leto as the Joker era. Just too deep, too intense, too self-serious for her own good. Others say she's finally showing her true colors. And here's the thing. In an industry obsessed with optics, where one wrong moment can end a multi-million-dollar career, this tantrum wasn't just a misstep. It was a landmine. Her team hasn't issued a statement. The Evita production hasn't formally responded. And Rachel? She's posted nothing. Not a Notes app apology. Not a repost. Not even a thank you for your support to her fans. The silence? Deafening. Because here's the truth. This isn't just a closed door. It's bolted shut with a sign that says, figure it out. And the people watching from the sidelines, they're not asking, how did this happen? They're asking, what now? Does Disney still want her for press tours when they know she might go rogue? Does Broadway trust her to carry a revival with no drama? Does the industry even know what to do with her anymore? Because Rachel said she wanted independence. Well, now she's got it. But what does independence mean when the people, the public, the fans who got you here don't want to follow you anymore? And here's the coldest part of it all. She's undeniably talented. A voice like that doesn't come around often. But sometimes, talent isn't enough. You know what's wild? This all started with a girl who could sing. Like, really sing. The kind of voice that makes people cry in auditions. The kind of gift that gets you from open calls to Spielberg films in a single breath. Rachel Zegler didn't sneak into Hollywood. She stormed in, wide-eyed, talented, hungry, and somewhere between Maria and Snow White, between film premieres and online hate, Between praise and pressure, something changed. And maybe that's the real tragedy here. Not the leaked audio, not the missed opportunity, not even the backlash, but the loneliness that seems to bleed through every scandal she touches. Because if you listen closely to the audio, not just the yelling, not just the anger, there's something else in her voice. Something raw, something hurt. She says, "It's hard, and it's lonely. It's very lonely." And in that moment, it doesn't sound like a tantrum. It sounds like a 20-something woman breaking under the weight of the very thing she worked her whole life to hold. Fame, expectation, responsibility, all of it, pressing down. And you have to wonder, what happens when your dream becomes your prison? When every word you say is twisted, every step you take gets analyzed, and every mistake you make echoes louder than your biggest success. It's easy to call her a diva. It's easy to call her difficult. But maybe, just maybe, she's lost. Caught between the version of herself that Hollywood built and the version she's still trying to find. And if she's not careful, that spotlight she once craved, it'll be the very thing that buries her. Because this isn't just about a show or a scandal or a clip that went viral. It's about choices. And Rachel's at a crossroads. She can keep swinging at the system, fighting for a voice she already has. Or she can take a breath, take some accountability, and find her way back. Not to fame, not to Evita, but to herself. Because in this industry, they don't just love a comeback. They live for one, but only if the person's ready to face the mirror and the MIC without flinching. And then, silence. Royal silence. The question isn't, will she recover? It's, who will she be when the curtain rises again? And that's the tea for today, my little gossip gremlins. If you enjoyed this drama buffet, don't forget to hit that like button like it's your ex's new partner's Instagram. Aggressively and with zero shame. Beauty. Subscribe to Fame Files so you never miss a single scandal, meltdown, or red carpet disaster. I'm literally serving up hot gossip every single day, even if my Wi-Fi begs me to stop. And listen, be a doll and tap that bell too, okay? Because your girl Macy's got bills to pay, celeb egos to roast, and a grocery cart full of overpriced almond milk that won't buy itself. Shopping cart money. So until next time, stay nosy, stay fabulous, and remember, I spill it so you don't have to sip in silence. Bye.